Okay, and we're live. All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I think people will start joining in a little bit, so we can wait till that happens. Yeah. But how has your day been going, Shailja?
My day's good. My day's good. I didn't expect so much rain today. So that's
It
interesting.
rained. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
Kandivali for some reason it's yeah.
It probably rained here as well. I've just not bothered to look outside all day. I've been tapping away at my laptop indoors.
Uh, yeah, I think people are coming in. Thank you for having me on, asking me Nupur and Kanak. It's really having crystallized thinking, right? When you do things like this, it helps.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's me, but Shailja's video froze for a second. Could be my.
I can't tell. Yeah.
No, I
Nupur,
think.
did we freeze? She's saying yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think that yep is from longer ago, not right now. That's when I was asking when people will join. So I
Okay.
think,
Yeah. It's a minute ago.
okay.
Okay.
No worries, no worries. I think we should be fine. We just want to check that the
Sorry
video
about
is,
the background. I'm feeling, I don't know what to do. Zoom doesn't do this, so it's new to me.
yeah. I've not played around with backgrounds too much, so I
Okay.
really can't.
Yeah. I just stuck
Yeah.
to the same as you.
No, it's nice to see that we both picked the same matching one without even planning
Yeah.
it.
Be like
Yeah,
glue. For
absolutely. Yeah, I think we can wait for a little bit longer to see if people trickle in. I need to figure out how to see if people have logged in. I'm trying to see how can I do that. Mm, does it show us if there are viewers at any given point?
Mm, no, you might be able to see.
Not really. I see the same stuff that you see. There's nothing. Okay, you
Okay.
may see on the top left. Yeah, it says we're
Yeah.
live.
Well, like,
Maybe
yes.
maybe people are yet to join in, so that could be why it's not showing us the number of people. And we have
Top
a comment.
left.
Hi, Apurva. Good evening. Okay. All right. So three people are here, and more should be coming in. Okay.
Yeah, like you were right on time, so it's only like 3 minutes in, so I'm assuming more
Yeah, I
people.
think people will keep rolling in. That's totally cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, was this okay? Yeah, sorry, tech, and I like to believe that I'm, not as technologically challenged as I
Me too,
really
but I
am.
struggle sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. But the fact that we can
Yeah.
do this is so great, right? Like, I mean, I know that
Right?
you and I at least live in the same city, but
But
you
look,
know,
yeah.
just the fact that you could talk to anyone anywhere is kind of pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool. When I moved to the US 15 years ago, it used to take me $1 a minute to call home. Now everything is free.
Yeah, now you have WhatsApp and you have WhatsApp video calls. Yeah.
Everything. And then Nupur set up with this.
Yeah, and I mean, the great part
This
is
isn't
that,
you've
sorry,
used
go.
this before? This
No,
platform
no,
streaming?
first
Neither have
time,
I.
first time. Yeah. I think I've seen some people on YouTube use it because the icon is very familiar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
First time. But yeah, I think, our technological challenges aside, the cool part is that people can join in and watch
Yeah,
this from wherever they are, no matter
absolutely.
what it might be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But wonderful. So I think we should be okay to get started. Do you think so?
Yeah, let's begin.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So I'll take this chance to welcome everyone who's watching and welcome you, Shailja. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday evening and taking time out. So Shailja is going to be our guest today. My name is Kanak. I have been living with type 1 diabetes for somewhere over 25 years now. And you're going to be learning about Shailja today and her experience. So first and foremost, welcome, Shailja. Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me a platform and thank you for even just it's like your guys are already guiding me, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
We're
I've
all
been a type sorry, go ahead.
No, I
I
was saying we're
interrupted.
all just guiding each other, but you
Yeah.
were going to jump into what I was just going to say that tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about yourself, whatever the audience could learn about you.
Okay. So we're good to go. I think, yeah, we have a few people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've been diagnosed about 8 or 9 years ago, actually. I sat down and counted. So about 9.5 years ago, and I started with a severe weight loss symptom, and I went to the doctor, and my sugars were in the 300 range, and my A1C was almost 10 or so. So that was the first, you know, and I had gotten my blood test done and gone to the US, so I wasn't even here. The doctor saw my report, so my mother was like in shock, like, how did this happen? And so that began the whole. In the US, they put me on metformin, and the doctors here as well. I was in touch with them, and they gave me the medications they always give, type 2. So that was like about a month of that, and nothing budged. My sugars were still high. I was still going in. So then the doctor there put me on Lantus in America, and so the doctor here agreed. So I was, between two doctors, two countries, trying to navigate this new diagnosis. So the first thing, I did not change my diet. That was the bad thing. But yeah, so it's 9, 10 years. After a month, then I asked them to do my C-peptide test, and that was when I found out that it was not type 2. It was adult onset. What do you call it? Autoimmune. Lada. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
1.5. Yeah. So that's how. So it was a little more chaotic then. Now it's like I've had 9 years to think about it. But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah. 9 years
Yeah.
is a long time, but I think, all of us who've been diagnosed with diabetes, like many of us specifically, even perhaps more so for those of us who have LADA or type 1, we've all had these struggles of initial days of not knowing what it is and then figuring
Yes.
out and all of the changes. So I think what you're also talking about is that, but for you, the bigger added thing is that you were juggling two health systems,
Two
it sounds.
countries, two doctors, yeah. Two
Wow,
medical systems, yeah. In the
that's quite.
US, for these kind of things, they go really slow. So they'll tell you to do a test and you'll get an appointment a month later. It's just they don't have enough personnel, I guess. But yeah, so that kind of made things slower. But yeah, and everything is more expensive. And then I came back. So the doctor here was like, just stay back. So I said, I can't like just quit my job and stay back. At that time, I didn't couldn't. So yeah, that was like a whole. So then even with Lantus, a lot of highs and lows, which all of you I'm sure have experienced. So
Yeah, yeah. That's quite something. But I think and I see that we have some more viewers who said hi to us in the comments. So hi Snehal, hi Abhilasha.
hi.
But I was just thinking, Shaja, if you could, there might be some viewers watching who don't actually know what LADA is or Type 1.5 is. So
Yeah,
if you could
yeah.
give us a little bit of an intro about, what is the diagnosis and how does it show up?
Okay. So with the type 2 typically, and some relatives, older relatives had it, they would lose maybe 5-10% of the body weight, and their blood sugars would come in the normal range as well as the A1C, and just the diet and walking, and they're like, oh, look, I'm not diabetic anymore. And so I was already exercising, I was already diet conscious, not necessarily low carb, but
Mhm.
I was already doing all those things that people do when they're diagnosed. So even then, after I changed my diet, nothing would budge. The numbers were still really high. And then the test, the C peptide was the one they did in the US, but I know in
Right.
India they do the antibody test for checking whether your pancreas is functioning or not. So the two tests separate type 2 from type 1.5.
Hmm.
And so the fact that your pancreas is not making enough insulin, some, but not enough for a regular everyday living diet. So that
Right.
was the difference. And so have to be insulin dependent because of that. Does that make sense? Or did I? Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, and I think you've done a great job at concisely conveying that to everyone. But this is even for me as someone who's been living with type 1 for all of this while, most of my life. I don't think I've heard of too many people talk about Lara.
Yeah.
It's type 2, and then the rest. So have you actually experienced any of that people are not really aware of
Yeah.
what this is?
Yeah. More than half the people didn't even know that type 1.5 exists. So they just assume that it's type 2 and medication helps. Oh well. So I'm like, no, it doesn't. And yes, it's a third type of diabetes. So yeah, it's new. It's even here. Some of the doctors, like I went to one at Kokila Ben. and he was like, yes, it's Lada, because you're not. This is your test results, and this is what's happening. But mostly, if I visit doctors just here in the locality, they don't know. For them, it's just type 2. We don't understand. You're insulin resistant, so you need insulin. So there's
Right.
still a lot of misconception
Right.
about.
Yeah, and that can be quite hard, right? To have
Yeah,
to.
it was challenging. Yes, yes.
Yeah. On one hand, you're managing all of it on your own, and then on the other hand, you're also doing this, educating sometimes even medical professionals on a medical
So
condition. Yeah.
interestingly, the guy who got me insulin at home, when doctor sent some guy home, and he said, "Aapko Lara hai?" So I said, "Oh, you know." I
Yeah,
know. He was
that's quite
supplying. He's
surprising.
like a dealer. I know. I was like really surprised. I'm like, oh, you know. So yeah. So I guess some people who work in the field eventually hear about it. But yeah, for us lay people, it to me it was new too, right? Like searching the symptoms. It's like, why am
Yeah.
I getting such severe extras? The neuropathy, the body ache, so much, even with all the medication. So that made me go down the rabbit hole of research. So,
Yeah, I can imagine. But just to make sure I'm getting this right, Sharja, very curious. So it was picked up during a routine blood work thing while you were going out? Like it was actually picked
yeah,
up
yeah. So
after?
I gave
Oh,
my blood and I left. Just
okay.
like an annual
Wow.
checkup. And then my mom opened the reports and she's like, your blood sugar is really high. So I'm like, oh no, must be some problem. And my family has a thalassemia trait, so the blood cells are deformed. So they
Mm-hmm.
also sometimes have a little bit higher A1C levels. So I'm like, oh,
Nice.
maybe it's that. So even I kind of just let it go fly for like a few, it's nothing, it's nothing. So yeah, it was bizarre.
Right, right, right. And so you weren't actually looking for a diagnosis. You weren't
No,
actually. Oh, I see. The diagnosis sort of.
no.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it just popped up. Yeah, it just popped up. Yes, yes. It's when I lost a lot of weight, then my dad was concerned of what's going on. Then more tests. So that's when I dug in a little deeper. But not that I had diabetes. That was never the first thought. Anything else but that.
Um, so actually, I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. Before you were diagnosed, before you got to know about all of this, what was it that you knew about diabetes? And I mean, types is even, I feel like, one step far too many to ask about.
Right?
But yeah, but what did you know before all of this?
So the only other thing was, I'm a speech and language therapist. So I worked in a medical center in Bandra, NM Medical. So I worked with the medical team. So somebody was diagnosed with diabetes. She was the older woman at that time. I'm the older woman now, but at that time, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So she kind of changed her diet, lost weight, and her numbers. So don't eat sugar. So the only thing was in the family, right? I hope I'm not diabetic, and we are Rajasthani, so there's a lot of mithai culture
Yeah.
in my family. So
Mhm.
everyone loves their sweets and no one wants to be diagnosed with diabetes. So yeah, that was the thing. I hope I don't get diabetes. So that was just generic that somebody got sick and now they're controlling their diet. So yeah, that was my only thing. And then just heard here and there from clients that they had. That's it. It was just generic information.
I see. And the idea of potentially having diabetes seemed like a pretty not fun one because of the lack of, you'd have to lose the sweets and things like that. Hmm.
Yeah. Yes. So when I got diagnosed, I was, borderline kind of chubby. So maybe if I should be around 55 kilos, I was like 62 maybe. So then
Mm-hmm.
that already dropped. So I was losing weight. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm exercising. It's working. But
Right.
my dad is like, wasn't the exercise. So yeah. So in my head, and like, I'm doing all the right things and I'm getting healthier. But so the weight loss came already. So I didn't. That was not the issue. The issue was I had a lot of joint pain and some neuropathy was already flaring up in my
Okay.
foot. So that was one of the issues.
I see. I see.
Yes.
And, you know, in the time since, because it's been 9 years, and I'm sure
Yeah.
even at that time, did you get flooded with info at that time, by the way? Because sometimes that happens that, oh, you have to,
Yeah.
this are the tips, and these are the tests, and this is what you do. Did
Yes.
that happen?
Yeah, so the first when I came back for the follow-up treatments, so they are like making me do blood. I'm literally going to the lab. At that time home tests weren't that common, so I had to go to the
Yeah.
lab. So constantly, and then every second day I'm getting a test done, every second day A1C. So I'm like, why am I getting A1? Then later on, I'm like, why am I doing A1C like every 3 days? It doesn't make any sense. Because I guess
Yeah.
the doctor was trying to find some reduction. So yeah, it was too many tests and everything. I was testing every 2 months. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's flurry of information. But then at that time, I honestly, apart from eat less roti and rice, I didn't know what else to do. So
I see.
yeah, it was a chaotic time.
Yeah, yeah, and it also comes with, even just don't eat roti and don't eat rice.
So,
Sound very
yeah,
simple, but that's like asking people to give up half of their diets in India.
it's half my
um,
diet because I also am vegetarian, so it is definitely half my
a lot of,
diet.
yeah, yeah. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about what the transition was like. What did you make any changes following this diagnosis? Yeah,
So, like I said, I was
eating
already
healthy.
exercising every day, and my diet was less calories, but the same
Hmm.
food, so same rice, roti, but less oil, less whatever. So yeah, I started adding. No, and then the irony of life was that I was always that green smoothie person, and running on the beach and doing yoga every day, and I had like a
Yeah,
yoga membership, Pilates membership. So it was like so difficult. What would I even change, right? I definitely needed the insulin to balance out. So yeah, I was already eating salads. So I added more chia seeds and more smoothies and more soups, and so it was just
yeah.
more of what I was already doing. So,
But that says something very important, I think, because often this idea with diabetes, particularly if you get it in adulthood, is that
hmm
you weren't taking care of yourself, and that's why this
hmm.
happened. You
Yes,
must have
that's
been,
a big point. Thank you.
you must have been sneaking like
Yes.
laddus, or you must have
Yeah.
not been exercising, and that's
Yes.
for so many of us, regardless of what type of diabetes we have, that is simply
hmm
not. Um,
No, that was the biggest struggle because yes, because I'm already within my calorie budget. I'm already exercising. Like I said, I'm like the whole food shopper, going to the farmers market every weekend,
yeah.
running on the beach every weekend. So it just the picture of me versus my blood reports was two different people, I think. And with India and the presumption of
Hmm.
unhealthy, you must have an unhealthy lifestyle. But I don't know, maybe in sleep factors. No one talks about maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe your job is too stressful. Maybe
Yeah.
lifestyle is too stressful, right? That
Yeah. Yeah. But in a lot of ways, I guess what people are saying is that maybe it's like a very tangible thing from your life and what you're doing. So you need to just fix that.
Mm.
It will be okay. But I think we have a question on chat. I think Nupur is asking if you think it was
Yeah.
easier because you were already pretty aware and health conscious. You were doing all of these things. Do you think that made it easier to make those changes?
Yeah, because then you kind of veer towards eating more whole foods and monitoring a little more. But for some reason, it was more frustrating because I still every couple of years later something goes wrong, so things go south, and my
Yeah.
A1C is super high. It just happened to me in like 2021 where my A1C was very high.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a while to bring that down. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you make a huge change, it's easier to stick to it. I don't know. Which
I mean, yeah, yeah, I would imagine
there's
so.
really no formula, right? There's no formula to what works.
Absolutely not. And one of the things that I like to say as someone who was diagnosed at like a super early age where I have no memory of it is that I would honestly rather have it this way, like because all throughout then you've been used to this lifestyle, but that change is a big one. And for you, I think even though you were already doing a lot of these things,
A lot of
um,
these things, yeah,
it can also be frustrating, right? Because I'm already doing all of these things. Like, then why is this happening to me?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Apurva saying even you got diagnosed with
Yeah, yeah. Ultimately, the GAD test was done, and then some
PhD stuff.
insulin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purva, we've all unfortunately had to struggle. I started with Lantus, and they put me on 14 units
Mhm.
when I started, and so it did go up to 18 at one point. Now I switched to Tresiba lately, so that's like 10, and then Apidra for bolus. So
Right. So that's also been a
yeah,
transition from a basal only to a
transition.
bolus basal
Yeah.
regimen.
So
Yeah.
2021, I actually moved back to India. But I was completely burnt out after COVID. I think everything ended up. So I was again on a diet, again exercising, again on insulin, but somehow my body was not,
Mm.
working with all that. So I lost even more weight. So I went down to like a skeletal 47, 48 kilos. And so
Yeah.
I literally threw out all my things, sold my car, came back. And I went to a few doctors here, and they pumped me full of so much insulin that I'm probably at overnight lows of 50 or 60. And my
Mm.
neuropathy in my feet flared up extremely bad. Like I was in so much pain for months. And
Mm.
I thought that this is going to be my life. I'm going to be in bed in my mom's apartment and just live, like a
Mm.
roommate here because I couldn't do anything. I wasn't even working. For 3 months, I quit my job even because they put me on Tuesday breakfast, Apidra lunch, Apidra dinner, and it was very, very low. Oh, and then when I go to the doctor and they put me on the sensor and they're checking it and
Mm.
they're asking me, Kal kya khaya? It was high now. So I'm like, I just had like normal, paneer and something. But even like at that time, for some reason, even bottle gourd, Loki was spiking me. I don't know what was happening. So
Mm.
so that again, 2021 again, I lost 2021 completely to getting sick again, losing weight again. Then I
Yeah.
had to become my own doctor and manage my diet, and I gained about 8 kilos back, 9 kilos back.
Yeah.
And now I'm on these units, like I said, 8 Tresiba and 4 of Apitra. That's current. But
That's
the pain caused me to take gabapentin, amitril. Those gave me side effects, and I don't know if it's I can that cannabis oil you get from Ayurvedic.
CBD. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I even took that, but it's like it makes you out of your mind. It doesn't do it. That much pain. I had severe, severe pain in my legs.
Mm.
So
Mm.
then I started working out slowly with small weights again, just walking again, eating more fiber again. And then I joined the gym in January. So I've been better since then.
Yeah. It takes time, right? It takes time to work out what is the right insulin
Yeah.
regimen, what's the right food, what's the right exercise schedule, and in a way, it's not a कि अभी figure out हो गया done, right? You have
No,
to constantly keep,
no.
yeah,
So
updating.
the Apurva, did you have the same issues back and forth, or were you balanced once? Okay. I don't know if
I
you
think
still
it'll
there.
take him some time to type it out, but tell us a little bit about what that's been like for you. Is it constantly changing? Figuring a lot of this out?
Um, yeah, it's okay. So it's a me issue. If I'm a homebody, I'm a home. It's all fine. Thoda sa
Mm.
like I went to Delhi for a wedding, and it was just all over the place. And I come back, and I'm like again sick. So yeah, I still haven't mastered that control of how to
Mm.
go out and still be balanced. So I'm working on that. No,
Yeah.
nothing on Lucky Apurva. Very bad pain for me.
Yeah, but it's been quite that transition, right,
Yeah.
Shailja, and across all this time. So tell us a little bit about what would you say have been your key learnings about life with diabetes, or managing it, or whatever. Just any key
Yeah.
learning. It could even be about what you've learned about yourself.
About myself, I realized I once I put my mind to something, my willpower is strong, so I will do it. But I do tend to like also like I'll go a month and then I'll kind of go off track a little bit. So then I have to
Mm.
like bring myself back. So with exercise, I'm fantastic. It's a diet problem. So
I
like the
see.
Rajasthani gene in me will want something sweet. So I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that and then I come back on track. But also avoidance. My biggest issue was I wouldn't test. So I put the sensor a few times, but I wouldn't test. So now I'm over that hurdle. I test. Because it's again, so the biggest thing, and you're a psychologist, you would know I had that whole stages of grief, of anger, denial,
Yeah.
everything, avoidance. So I went through all that. I would not test. I wouldn't test for like months. And that was me. That was a me issue. So yeah, I've had to come to make peace
Yeah.
with that it's okay, you have it, it's okay if it's high, just deal with it. So,
I think I'm sure like lots of people who are watching this are going to relate to that because we've all had those times of just not wanting, like pushing our HbA1c by another month and maybe thinking, oh, maybe
Yeah,
it'll be better then, or
yeah.
avoiding the test right now. But at the end of the day, I guess only when you have the data can you really make the right decisions about.
Yes, yes, that's a big lesson for me. Honestly, I think that's the biggest lesson for me.
Yeah,
Exactly. If you have the data, you can make changes. So let
changes
it
about.
come. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough because none of us like seeing that high number on
No,
our meters, right?
no,
Yeah,
no.
it can almost feel like a personal failure at some levels about why am I not
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to get.
absolutely. Like, what did I do? What did I do?
Yeah, yeah. But I think what you said about, the Kubler-Ross's theory of grief that you were talking about with all of these
Yeah.
emotions of anger, denial, the thing, that's talked about quite a lot, I think, even outside of psychology. But the thing that people don't talk about as much, I think, is the fact that Kubler-Ross came up with this linear stages of, first it'll be this, then it'll be that, then it'll be that. And we actually know that it's not that linear.
Me,
It's
I was like all over the
Yeah,
place. Yeah.
yeah. And it goes all over the place. And it's not like once you reach acceptance, your final thing, that's it and
No.
you're done, right? There will always be moments where some of that earlier stuff will come back. Yeah.
Absolutely, and so you deal with the earlier stuff quicker and like easier. So like I talked to you and I said, oh, after exercise it was really high, and so
Yeah.
I know it, but I wasn't doing anything about it, right? So I knew
Yeah.
about it. You confirmed it, but it's not like okay, take a bolus. Like I'm just sitting there. It's high, so
Yeah.
deal with it, right? So that's the next step. So
No, and I think this is exactly why, community like this comes in so handy because
yes,
people will tell you from their lived experience what works, which doctors may not necessarily have always thought about, or they might not have shared with us because they have so many things that are on their
yeah,
minds and to share. So, yeah, I think what
absolutely.
Shelja, for the sake of the audience, I'll tell them what Shelja is referencing is that when we got on a call to first speak, she was asking me a little bit about the fact that sometimes after exercise, she notices that her readings go higher, and I said,
Mhm.
well, anytime I'm doing strength training, I have to take a unit beforehand because otherwise all of that lifting does spike me. So, which seems to align very much with what she
Yeah,
has experienced.
absolutely. Yeah.
But I
So
think,
interestingly enough, my family doctor herself is a juvenile diabetic. So
uh-huh,
when I go to her, I'll tell her, okay, this happened, this happened. So I was telling her I have this, pain. I can't feel like what do you call it, like the paresis. You couldn't have the feeling. You lose the feeling in your skin.
yeah,
I forget the
and
name. I'm blanking out. Somebody will remind us. But anyway, so she's been through it, but she's so busy. So like I'm in there and she has like 10 patients waiting, so there's no time to talk, right? It's just
yeah,
um yeah, no, the when it's numb, so you can't like feel. No, all that is gone now. But I had those patches in the body where there was a lot of
mm,
numbness. So even though she's been through it, she was hospitalized once for the high A1Cs, but she has no time to talk, and which is another reality that when I'm talking to a doctor, and even if I'm paying, I know there are 10, 15 people waiting. This guy has to go somewhere else. It's
yeah,
no one has time. So yeah, this community wise, already in such a short time, and with sporadic contact and me being there already, I think I made a few leaps already of finding out things and making changes, which
mm,
to me is a big one, making
mm.
changes. So I ordered the links. Thank you, Snehal. And I added changed the insulin thanks to you and Nupur. So yeah. So look, I'm still changing after 9 years.
I mean, I think this is one of those things where you constantly have to be right and to keep up with things. And some of the changes are things that happen, say, with age or with years or with whatever. But there are some changes
Mm,
that also happen just when you're sick or you're dehydrated or you're going to be traveling today. Like it takes a lot of fixing it. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of
So
that involved. But yeah, I think all of those changes in the community helps in. But today, if you look at it, so 9 days late,
yeah,
9 years later. Wow,
9 years later.
yeah, 9 years
Yeah.
later, when you look at it, what does a day in your life with diabetes look like today? How big of a role does it play, and when does it get noticed the most? How much does it impact your day to day?
Honestly, I'm still not one of those people who's extremely, easy going with the diabetes part. So I am really anal. I'm trying to like really still constantly change my diet, constantly trying to, exercise and keep it balanced. So it's still not like smooth sailing for me.
Mhm.
I'm like clenching and like doing things. So it'll take the insulin, then now I'm testing. So I haven't reached that smooth sailing phase yet. But now at least I feel okay. Like, it's everything is in a box. Now I just need to arrange
Mhm.
all the blocks in a pattern that works for me. So I have all the material. I'm talking to you guys, and that's helpful. And so now, okay, I'm doing the right things now. But yeah, like I said, like I'm scared. I was going to go to Europe and I didn't go because like what will I eat? How will I do this? I'll lose my gym,
Mhm.
whatever. So things like that still are getting me down a little bit. So that's a
Yeah.
challenge for me. Yeah.
That's an amazing analogy that, everything's in the box. Sure, we have to rearrange
Yeah.
some of it. Things are in the box, and the box helps in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's
But
wonderful.
hopefully I'm getting inspired. I'm seeing how what you guys are doing, what Nupur and you've been doing. So it makes me, and I was telling my mom that these young girls with early diagnosis, like they're so active, and you go to work and you're teaching and private practice. So thank you. That's helping me that we can do it. We can do it. So that's
Yeah.
the community part again, right? That
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
that. We need that.
Absolutely, and it's quite interesting because this is a I don't think I've spoken to you about this, but when I was doing my masters, my dissertation was actually on life with type 1 diabetes and managing it. And out of everything that I found, the strongest finding ever was that people just said, I asked people, what do you need more of? Do you need more money? Do you need more this? Do you need more that? And the strongest finding was we need more peer support because you know what,
Yeah.
peers are the ones who get it. We just need people around who get it, and from them we'll learn and we'll figure it out, but just more of that. And this is actually all
Because
back. Yeah.
Yeah, because even in the family, or like in my extended family, I'm one in out of say 20, 25 people, and when we meet, I'm the only one, right? So it's like they don't know. They'll be like, okay, don't eat mithai. Okay, okay, don't do this. And then there's a little more of that, oh, you poor thing, it's hurting. So maybe sometimes you need tough love of, you can get it. Come on, do it. Like
Yeah.
instead of just being a victim to it. So that also,
Yeah, it's a tough disease, right? It's a tough disease, and I think learning about what solutions others have happened across and how they've made it work can be really helpful. So, you
very
know,
empowering. Yes, absolutely.
all
Absolutely.
of this, my work was before PCDF existed. This is all like really, really long ago, more than
Really?
half a
That's so
decade.
interesting.
Uh, but in fact, tell us a little bit, if you can, about how did you happen across the community, across Blue Circle and across the Diabetes Support Network India?
So, I think about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was searching for doctors. for
Yeah.
so I googled and some doctor. I don't even know her name. Some female doctor based in Andheri. Her name popped up.
Mhm.
So I went to deep dive. So I went to her Twitter and then Facebook. And then on Facebook, Nupur's name happened to be there, connected with Blue Circle BCDF.
Yeah.
So Nupur, I found you there, and then I found the organization, and I joined from there. So it's via. But still, I just sat there. It's not like I contacted you guys and said, "Help
Yeah.
me." I'm like, okay, now. So that issue, I guess, persists for me to like actually do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've been following like a quiet follower, and lurking on the pages and learning and not contributing all the time. But lately, I've been Nupur.
Yeah, I mean, you're a top contributor. That's why we're here and doing this, right? So love
Yeah,
going on.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Lovely.
and yeah, that's how I found you guys. Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
got it. So, I was thinking about all of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, and one of the things I realized is that we talk a lot about everything that's hard to do and all of the ways in which we're not managing and all of the things that are not getting
Yeah.
solved. Maybe we also need to talk a little bit more about all of the
Yes.
things that we're doing well in and that have helped us. So, tell us a little bit about what have you found to be helpful across this whole process? What are you proud of? Who has been there to support you? And so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
that's again an important piece. So definitely my family's 100% whatever you need. When like I said, I quit my job. They're like, quit your job, come back. You don't have to live. I was living alone in America, so come back. Don't have to worry. So that helped a lot. Like I didn't have to worry about like my bills or this. I just quit, and so my family is a big player. And my sister was taking me to all the doctors, and my mom, still my mom still manages my diet every day.
Ah,
Like what do you want for breakfast? So she'll make a little whatever what I need for me. So one thing, so it's kind of you eat like a diabetic, but it's dual edge, right? It's good for me in a way, but it's because it's not something that popular or mass eating, but it's good
Mm,
for me, right? It's good for my health. My skin is better. My hair is
mm,
growing back. I have
yeah,
energy in the gym, to work out. So maybe this is what I need, right? Sometimes it's not always what you want; it's what you need that you get in your life.
yeah, yeah,
So definitely, and after all, I see so many people going through so much. It's just one shot. Like it's okay. I can do that. If that's making me, that's the only thing. So yeah, I've had to reframe that too. That it was hard, but what? Maybe it's not such a big deal. People have gone through worse things. So,
yeah, yeah. No, I can do it. I think that's such a big part of it. We call that concept self-efficacy in psychology. And
oh, okay,
it's linked to all kinds of good outcome. When people have high self-efficacy and they believe they can do it, they're actually able to do a lot more. So I think that reframe is spectacular and very important.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that helps me, and I think so. One thing, this is distilled, and we are talking about diabetes, but I think overall, even in life, people go through so much. We've all been through so much,
Mm,
not to do with health in general, and it's the same
mm.
thing. Like other things can happen. At least I have these tools. At least I can do this. At least I can. So I think it's for me. Maybe it's my life lesson that this is what I need to stay on track with these kind of thoughts. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's so much of changes that we have to make, but some of these things, it's like what you were saying, that some of these things we don't want to do because they're not necessarily the most fun or whatever, but they're
Yeah,
good
no,
for
most
us.
fun.
It reminds me of
Exactly.
that bachpan mein, how you were. In fact, I don't think it's a very Indian thing, but there was always this thing
What?
about kids being told to eat their greens. I was never, yeah, my parents were pretty
No?
chill with greens. They were just like, eat it, eat some sabzi. I think they were just happy.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But it's a
yeah.
little bit like that, right? You don't like eating your greens, but you have to eat your
Okay.
greens. And now all of us with diabetes will tell you, yeah, 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 greens are really good for us. They don't spike our
But
sugar.
that's the, like I said, the irony, right? I was always eating kale salads and spinach salads and all like my big box. So I'm like, I already liked all that stuff. So here you go, more of it.
You're that's I mean a blessing, I would say, because I
Yeah, I
still
have the palate for it. Yes, yes.
I can now eat kale, but for the longest time I would just be like, this is karwa
Kale
fruit.
is
Like.
bottom of my list. I spinach is top, but I don't eat it I try to rotate. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to disguise it in a lot of things, so I can't really tell
Yeah.
that it's spinach after all.
Palak paneer. There you go.
Oh, I actually can't do palak paneer, but that's one I've heard a lot of
You
people
can't
talk
do
about.
palak paneer, right?
I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I like palak and I like paneer, but I can't. I don't know, there's something about it that's completely
No, no, no.
irrelevant.
There's many things I have. I understand.
Yeah,
We all.
yeah. No, but finding all of those meals and stuff is quite the
Yeah.
funnest thing. And I think all of us are always learning about recipes and things from each other. So I don't know if you've had a
Yes.
see some of those on the group. Yeah. It's
Yeah. So I had the funniest experience that I had with that big industrial sized blender in America. It's some 5,000 something. So I was trying to be healthy. So I put all the veggies in it,
yeah.
capsicum and spinach and gonna. So by the time it came out, it was like consistency of concrete. And like I took one sip and it tasted like the worst thing. And I just threw it out. This That was my
With
funny moment with trying to be healthy.
trying to be healthy. Yeah. You have to be healthy, but it still has to taste good enough for you to want to do it
Yes.
again. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And now I'm thinking about vegetables that I haven't eaten and are sitting in my fridge. So that's a good reminder for me for tonight. Okay, okay. I think you have a few more people who've joined. So hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
Hi, Melvin. Hi,
Hi,
Yolanda.
Yolan. Yeah. I hope everyone's weekend is going well and how everyone's, yeah. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's relaxing so
Um,
far.
yeah, but tell us actually a little bit, Shelja, if you're okay, like
Yeah,
outside of the
yeah, yeah.
diabetes, what do you like doing with your time? And you mentioned that you're a speech and language
Yeah.
pathologist, right? Yeah.
Correct, correct. I'm a speech and language pathologist.
Yeah.
I love, love, love reading. So I used to read a lot of fiction, but
Hmm.
now I'm reading other stuff. So I'm a lot into nervous system healing. So the parasympathetic. That's good, right? Because it helps with stress. I'm still working
Yeah.
on it. So a lot of yoga related to pranayam. I take dance classes. I love dancing. So yeah, I do. I'm single, no kids, so I have a lot of time on my hands. So and I work. So that's it. Taking it easy mode right now. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying different recipes. So
Trying different recipes. You've got to share some of those with us based on
yes,
how they work out
for
and things.
sure, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Lovely. Okay, that sounds great. I think the one other thing that I really want to talk to you about, and I know that a little while after that we get into our rapid fire round, which I'm very
Oh
excited about.
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. But right before we get into that, was something that you would want to share with people about diabetes? What is something you think
My
people don't know?
friends.
This could just be the public. It
Oh.
could be doctors. It could be people who are just about to get diagnosed. Anyone. What are some messages?
So it's not a personal failing. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a luck of the draw. Some people get diabetes, some people get something else, and there's nothing that I could have done in the past that wouldn't change the outcome. So start where you are, take baby steps. Don't try to do too much altogether because it's overwhelming. Definitely lean towards community because like I lost so much time trying to figure out things alone. So the community aspect is really really helpful. One person, like you're doing the buddy project, I'll be
Mhm.
happy to contribute to that as well. But yeah, we do need somebody to support us, somebody who knows and has been through the same experiences. That
Yeah.
gives you mental support. Everybody knows, we know we need to exercise, we know we need to eat well, so we all know that. It's the
Mhm.
implementation part that we all lose out,
Yeah.
right? Does that make I don't want to sound preachy. I'm also learning, so
Not at all. I don't think it sounds the opposite. It sounds very grounded in real life and real experience. And I mean, you can always tell when someone with experience is talking about it because otherwise the advice is always
yes.
very picture perfect, like, oh, just do this and just do this and just do this.
No, you can,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
and
And people
it's
have families and kids and and busier jobs than I do, or even if they're home, they're busy. So it's
yeah,
easy to say, oh, walk for an hour. People cannot walk for an hour. It's not going to happen. So, kind of walk for 10 minutes. Or,
yeah.
don't give up roti, eat salad first. So just small tweaks here and there, right? So yeah, break it down.
Those
That
things make
helps.
all the difference. And like I like the phrase that you use for it, which said that take baby steps. And that's
Yeah,
important.
that's yeah.
You're not going to
Yeah.
start running a marathon on forget day one. Probably even at the end of year one, you're not running a marathon, right? You need to start
No,
from
no.
yeah.
No, and that was from my dad. He always said that it took so much time to develop that
Hmm.
it's not going to go overnight. That it's not like it happened overnight and it's not going away overnight. So that's the other thing,
Yeah.
right? You just gotta
Go with
work
it.
around it. Yeah, go with it.
It's true. And it's interesting because I think that it's all of those small things that actually pay off in the longer term. Like
Yes.
yeah, and what is that phrase that says what don't let great be the enemy of good, or there's some phrase like that, right, which
Yes, yes,
basically
yes. Don't let the great be exactly. So don't put yourself down. It's okay if today you didn't, was not 100%, 50%. Yeah, don't let great be the enemy of good is the exact saying.
is
Yes,
as
I agree with that. I agree
yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you're trying to just always be perfect, right, and then that's I don't know a single person. I know people who come close to doing a near perfect job of it, but I don't know anybody who's able to manage this perfectly. I'm not even sure what that would mean. Yeah,
Yeah, and so that's the thing that when you're by yourself, you're like, oh my god, I did it again. I didn't, it's high and this. So instead of that, it's like you're telling me everybody goes struggle. So then you're like, okay, that
yeah,
makes you feel better that I'm not wrong.
only one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not the only one. Yes.
And it's a little bit about the nature of the condition itself, right? Which makes it so it's a constantly evolving kind of thing in that sense where you have to keep up. But doing 60% or having 70% success on an average across time is better than doing 100% on one day. And
Yes.
you know I think I've actually seen that happen a little bit about like people will manage to kill it with their diets and do great, 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 and then the week after
Yeah.
that we go on all of the binges and just yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe 70% is
Absolutely.
good enough, and we can live with good enough rather than constantly trying to chase after.
So
Perfect.
I learned a new fact yesterday that there's a neuropsychologist. I don't know what his title is. Andrew Huberman. He's pretty popular these days. He does podcasts. So he said that if you train your brain every day to do one thing that you find hard, so if you find going to the working out difficult or eating well difficult, just do once a day, and there's a region in the brain, the
Mhm.
anterior cingulate
Got it.
gyrus. It grows. It grows with that. Just doing hard
Mhm.
things that are hard for you. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to practice that. So that's my new thing. Anything I find hard, like avoiding sugar testing, avoiding, you know, so that
Yeah.
avoidance part. I'm going to do the hard things one
Yeah.
by one.
And the hard things are scary, right? The hard things are scary, but
Yes, yes, yes. No, they are. They're not. They're not mine. They are. Yolanda's saying, yeah, yeah, baby steps. Yeah, we're all trying that, Yolanda.
yeah, 12 years for you, 9 for Shailja,
Nine.
20,
Imagine.
26 for
Mhm.
me. We're all in the
Oh,
same
I
boat,
know.
regardless of how many years we've been in the boat in some ways. But yeah,
Yes, yeah.
I think what BCDF is adding that the struggle is constant and it makes us tougher. But there are certain things for sure that I think we learn which help us, right? So we do what we can with that,
Absolutely.
recognizing that that's always going to be limited. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I have, of course, the rapid fire stuff all
Oh
lined up.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know if
But
it might be too slow, but yeah, I'm
oh,
ready.
that's okay, and it's like a mix of things. But before we do that,
Okay.
I'm gonna check if
Any
the audience,
questions? Yeah,
yeah, any
yeah.
questions from the audience before we go into rapid fire, or anything from your side, Shelter, that you wanted to talk about before we rush into
No,
that
no.
stuff.
Thank you, everyone. Whoever joined us, it was nice to have a little group Sunday night, Sunday evening meet. It was nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I will wait for that to come in, but I guess we can go ahead and. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, no, that's a link
Oh,
to
I see,
learning
Landa's. Yeah. Oh, okay. I shall
65.
read it. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I think we'll see, like things will probably keep rolling in, but we can go ahead and start it. Not all of it is about diabetes, just as a heads up. Okay, so some of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's go. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I
Um,
need pen and paper or no? No.
no, no, no. Just we're
Okay.
just
Yeah.
yeah, going for it. So first, what is your favorite comfort food? Never mind if it's diabetes friendly.
Ah, I love, love, love chole bhature.
Ah, okay.
That's my
Yeah.
comfort food.
The chole is
Yeah,
decently
chole is
diabetes
fine,
friendly,
but
I would say
bhature
so.
would like do it for me. But yeah, I love it.
Halfway
Yeah.
there. Fair enough. Okay. Um, this is an interesting one. Would you rather forget your insulin pen at home or your phone?
My phone these days, I'm trying to stay less on the phone. I did go to Greece without my insulin pen. I had to adventures in buying it over there.
How did you
Yes.
manage that? Do you need a
I'm like
prescription?
packing my bags, and my mom is like, "You have your pen, you have your pen," and she put the older one in my luggage, and I go all the way to Europe without an insulin pen. But it was easy enough to buy it there, thankfully. You go to a
You don't
pharmacy
need a
and they help you out.
you don't need a prescription, or do you need a
No,
prescription?
no, no prescription. They just gave it to me.
So if we're ever visiting Greece, we
Yes,
reach out
yes, yes.
to that insulin.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? One word that your friends would use to describe you.
Talkative, as you can tell.
You're talking great fun things, so I
Yeah.
don't think anyone's complaining.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty talkative, yeah.
Okay, okay. One myth about diabetes that you're tired of hearing.
Sugar makes you get diabetes.
And
I know.
it's so
It's so
interesting.
pervasive. Yeah.
Yeah, but यहाँ पे तो they'll call it sugar है, like
हाँ,
what
sugar
बीमारी
है.
sugar की बीमारी है. Yeah.
And then
Okay.
eat karela, it'll go away.
Karela, eat neem ka patta, eat, yeah, the list is, if we all just sit and combine, across the group, the kinds of
We'll get
remedies,
poisoned by the own Indian
yeah,
nuskas.
it'll be something. Okay, all right. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
So in my younger days, like you guys, I used to be the night owl. Now that I'm older, I like to get up and exercise in the morning. I switched my allegiance to morning person now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I realize that adulthood kind of requires that of us as we grow older, right?
Yes. I
Yeah,
used to be
yeah.
that person reading books late in the night, talking on the phone late in the night. Not anymore. Stopped.
Okay, fair enough. Um, what else? Finger pricks or CGM? What is your preference?
Neither, but
Good answer.
CGM because my yeah, it's everything hurts. Fingers hurt, arm hurt, like I just become extra conscious. I know you guys have been using it, so you're okay. I'm just at night. I move a lot
Mm,
in my sleep, so all the time I'm like holding my arm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Oh,
Um,
Kirti Singh.
Katie is saying those who know English can already manage the sugar levels and gain knowledge from many sources, but some mothers who have to manage type 1 for their children don't really
Yeah.
get the chance to learn that. So that if you speak in Hindi, then people will listen more carefully.
So we
Um,
should we should.
that's an interesting idea, right? And I absolutely agree
Mm,
that resources
yes.
available, most resources you will find will be in English also because a lot of the
Yeah.
resources come from outside of India.
City based. Yeah, they're city based, right? So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the
But I know
audience.
that city based, but I know that Blue Circle does a lot of work to make this
Hindi. Yeah.
information more
That's
accessible. I think
yeah.
we
That's
chose
good.
to go with whatever came most
This one.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. For me, yeah, English is definitely dominant in you too. So I wouldn't be able to say a
yeah,
lot of the things.
yeah. But I will add that I think Kitty is raising a great point about just accessibility and knowledge and
Yeah.
all of those
Yeah.
things. But
That's important.
I think there's also
We'll be
plenty
mindful. Yeah.
moving forward. But there's plenty, I think, that regardless of language can be quite hard to learn and manage. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay. So coming back, right, where were we? Some more
Yes.
things.
Yes.
Okay,
The
one
hot seat.
hobby that always lifts your mood.
Dancing. I'm taking
Yeah.
dance classes. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your guilty pleasure food that you still sneak in sometimes.
So like really, really good chocolate. So like European small artisan chocolate. That's what I love. So
Okay.
somebody brings that, I'm going to eat it. My friend got me some from Nairobi, and I was like, that I was sneaking in.
I see. I see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I have um,
Yes, Nupur, we need to share some someday. One day with when we can. Nupur said.
yeah. That's where you're getting them from. I think there was a bunch of chocolate going around a while back that was not
Yeah.
too bad with blood sugars, but we should all compile a
Oh,
list. I feel like we should compile a list of all of these
okay. I'll do it.
things.
I'll volunteer.
Yeah, you're volunteering to taste and report back with. That's a good role to volunteer for. I would also be interested in volunteering whenever that's happening. But okay.
Good idea. We'll say Kanak wanted a list of chocolates, so shall just.
Yeah, and science says that experiments are how you find stuff out. So I guess we're just gonna have to. Yeah. But okay, I just have one or two last ones.
Yes.
If diabetes were a character in a movie, which character from which movie would you pick? And I know that's a big one, so take.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would say the witch from Maleficent. That's the first thing.
For those of us who haven't seen
With
it,
the
you want to tell us a little bit about the character?
oh, sorry. So it's the I saw the newer Maleficent. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. When it's Maleficent, and
Uh-huh.
so Angelina Jolie is playing the witch, and she's got like the cheekbones, and she's like mean all the time. But she because and then of course it was because she didn't receive love. So I don't know. I would associate her with diabetes.
Interesting. Interesting. What,
What about
I mean,
you? So let me ask you guys, all of you guys.
yeah, that's
Nupur?
actually interesting. Everyone who's watching, what movie character comes to mind when you think about diabetes? Yeah. I realized I actually don't have an answer to that myself. So now I need to think about that
Well,
also. Figure it out.
you guys need to think it through and we'll do like
Think
a.
it through. Yeah. I also just don't watch movies, so it's a hard one.
Yeah,
But
this is very less. I watched that a while ago. Yeah, I
yeah.
watched that a while ago.
Nupu's also thinking. Okay, good. So I
I know because there's so
yeah,
much content these days. It's really hard to zero in on what to watch. So I totally get you.
yeah, for sure. But okay, that's a good image. And is the movie good? Like, is it worth
Yes,
watching? Because I will go check it out if so.
yes, yes, yes. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's like Snow White story. So,
Okay. Yeah, okay. Um, my last rapid fire question.
yes.
What is something you love about yourself that the diabetes or anything else can't touch at any point? Yeah.
One of the things I think, and I've lived in like a foreign country for a long time. I can go anywhere by myself. Like I don't need support, like someone to go with me or take me. I'll just go meet people. I never cringe with new experiences, and I won't bungee jump. I don't do dopamine those high crazy activities, but just I'm not. I like talking to people and like meeting people, so I just go do things on my own as well many times.
And that's something that diabetes or other things will not get in the way of. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hopefully.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's I think you did a fabulous job actually responding that quickly. You'll notice that you're the only one who's given us a movie so far. No one else in the comments has also come up with
No,
one.
but if you watch the screen and her face and the cheekbones, immediately something like mean and like, and
Yeah.
I was looking like a skeleton myself. So I kind of, first thing came to my mind when I lost weight. So,
I see. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find the
yes,
movie and
I'll send
check
you
it
the
out.
link. I'll send you the link. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, learn
But
about it.
no, your questions were really good. I can see you put thought into it. Very nice.
I had fun today. This
It
was my
made it fun. Thank you. Look, an
yeah.
hour went by.
An hour went by. Yeah, I never understand how that happens, but
Thank
I think
you.
when you're
Yeah,
having a good time, having a conversation, that just
I had a
happens.
good
And
time. I don't know about everyone else, but it was good.
I'm sure they had a good time, and if they didn't, then well, it's fine. We
We
had a
had
good
fun
time.
anyway.
Yeah, no, but I think we had a very engaged, interactive
Thank
audience. So
you.
thank you
Yeah,
to everyone
thank you.
who
Yeah,
tuned
thank you,
in.
audience. Thank you, Apurva, Yolanda,
Yeah,
Nupur, of course.
everyone who's been here. So yeah, banter is a good word for it. I think I really
Yes,
enjoyed the banter,
yes,
and
yes. And we don't always often connect with people that way. It can get awkward, and so thank
yeah,
you. You kept it smooth. And thank you, Nupur, for facilitating.
yeah.
Is there
Thanks,
any?
Global and Diabetes Support Network
Thank
India
you,
for giving
Apurva.
me
One day we'll
this.
listen to your story too.
Absolutely. But okay, I think that brings us towards the end. Any
Yes,
final words
thank
before
you.
we close, Shailja? No, we're all
No,
good.
no, thank you. It's really feels very welcoming that you guys are so one easy to talk to and so informative. Thank you. And already, like I said, I'm set up with Snehal set me up with the system, and thank you. I really appreciate it. So I think
Love.
now I'm feeling even more optimistic, and I can do anything. So I will report back.
Right.
Hopefully, stay
Yeah,
on
sounds
track.
good. We'll all stay connected. But thanks,
Yes.
everyone. Have a
Thank
wonderful rest
you.
of your Sunday evening and hope to see everyone soon.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Bye bye.
Bye.